Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another day and welcome to another segment in my YouTube channel. Hope you had a blessed night and thank God for the gift of life. Thank God for how He has kept us. Thank God for His preservation. Thank God for how God has sustained us. So, quickly this morning, this is roughly 3 o'clock. We're going to be talking about something very important that we have neglected, something that we think is not important, something that we've looked at and said that it's none of my business. I'm not there, my loved ones are not there, so it does not concern me. I don't need to speak out. We are talking about the voice this morning, and I am actually talking about this because of the crisis in Benue State. Like, everyone is quiet, nobody wants to speak out. You are not from Benue State, you don't have a loved one in Benue State, and you think it is normal. No, it is not. If nobody speak out, I think that land will be actually desolate. If nobody speak out, it's like there won't be any state called Benue State anymore. I'm talking about the voice this morning, the power of the voice. Now, how strong is the voice? What is the power of the voice? What can the voice do? We are going to be talking about this morning. Talking, I read from the book of Proverbs 31, verse 8. It says, "Open thy mouth for the dumb in the cause of all, such as are appointed of destruction." Automatically, simply means the ability for you to speak for those who cannot speak up for themselves. Now, looking at the killing that is going on in Benue State for these few days, it is something that is really, really alarming. And if nobody stands up to speak, if nobody stands up to raise the voice for the land, if nobody stands up to speak for the land, Benue State, I don't think anyone will be left in that state. I don't think there'll be anyone left in that state. We need to raise up a voice and speak. Somebody needs to speak up. We need to speak up for the land. Like, we need to really raise our voice and speak for the land of Benue State. Benue State really needs help right now, and we're thinking that I am not there. I don't have a loved ones there. I'm not from that state, and I don't think because I'm not from that state, I don't want to speak up. I don't want to talk because I'm not from that state. I don't talk because I don't have a loved one in that state. We need to speak up. You don't know where your loved ones is. You may not be there. Your loved one will not be there, but there are families there. There are lives that are there that are going every day. Countless lives are dying each day, and we are still quiet. Countless lives are dying in Benue State every day, every moment. The killing in Benue State is massive, and the voice is still quiet. Nobody wants to speak out. Nobody wants to open up and tell the masses that we need to talk. Nobody needs to. Nobody wants to stand up and tell our leaders. Is it because you're not from Benue? Is it because you don't have a loved one there? Your child is not there. You don't know the pains of death that is going on in Lagos, in Benue State. We need to speak up. Let's turn to the book of Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21 quickly. Proverbs 18, verse 21. It says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." Automatically, if you do not speak of the land of Benue State, the death in Benue State is massive nowadays. Just a few days ago, they did mass burial for the ones that were killed, and how many days after the burial, you see people going to a catering, a place of bar, and lives are being wasted again. The government is quiet, the presidency is quiet, everyone is keeping a blind look towards the state. Nobody wants to talk because I am not from that state. Nobody wants to talk because I'm afraid of what they will say or what is going to happen. But if we keeping quiet, if we do not speak up, if we do not open our mouth to voice out what is going on in the land, if we not open our mouth to voice out what is going on, what we are passing through in the land, nobody will hear us out. It is until you speak that nobody know that you are going through something. It is until you voice out and say, this is what I'm passing through. That is when somebody knows that there is issue they are going through. Because I tell you something, I said, it is just like a parent with a child. If a child does not tell a parent, this is what I need, the parents will not know. The parents would not do it. But when a child opens up and tell the parents, this is what I'm going through, this is what I need, that is when the parent stands up to speak for that child or act on that thing that the child has said. So if nobody speaks up, the land continues to go down. If nobody speaks up upon the land, then you don't expect them to actually go to be a positive change in that land. We need to speak up. We need to speak up for the land. Even if you are not for the land, even if you're not from that particular place, you need to voice out and tell our leaders. Benue State is dying gradually. Benue State is going down gradually. Like the multiple death it's alarming. It's alarming. Unknown gunmen enter into a village, and people are being slaughtered on daily basis, and nobody's speaking about it, nobody's talking about it, nobody feels as if it concerns. Everybody feels I don't care. Everybody have that I don't care attitude. And if this continues, I don't think, because if everybody is keeping quiet and nobody thinks we should talk about the land, nobody thinks I want to speak up for the voice, I want to become a voice of this state, I want to become a voice of these people, and everybody is feeling nonchalant, I don't care, it does not concern me, I am not from there, I don't have a loved one there. Don't forget that you have your loved ones may not be at a particular state, your loved ones may be in other state, but you don't know what's going on with them in that particular state. Now the reason why everybody is alarming because of Benin, because of the death in Benin is getting rampant. It's getting too much. It goes today, it goes tomorrow, and everybody's quiet, everybody sit down, everybody's relaxed in their houses. We need to speak up. Like, our voices need to be heard outside. That we need to come to the aid of Benin State. Benin State needs our help. Benin State needs us, the government, to come to her aid. We need to speak up for the land of Benin State. Benin State needs help at this particular moment. Like, the government need to really rise up. They need to speak up for the land. The government really need to speak. They need to really come to the aid of the land. Like, Benue State is alarming. The voice, we are raising our voice. We are pleading for the land of Benue State. Like, from the presidency, we are pleading right now. The governorship, the governor should say something. He should bring up a solution. There should be a solution for the land. They should really rise up and bring it, because if nobody rises up for the land, if nobody brings it to the land, automatically Benue State to be wiped out. It won't be part of the state anymore in Nigeria. We need to speak up. Somebody needs to speak up. A voice needs to be heard in the land of Benue State. I don't know how far this has gone. I don't know how far this has really gone. The death in Benue State has gone. But it is not too late to make a change. It's not too late to stand up and say no to this crisis going on in Benue State. It is not too late to say no. It is when we keep quiet and we keep folding our hands and saying, I'm putting this nonchalant attitude, I don't care attitude, that is when it becomes late. It is not too late to speak now. It is not too late to act now. We need to act up. We need to speak up. Our voices need to be heard, the voices of the masses, the cries of innocent children, the cries of innocent parents. Parents losing their children, losing their parents losing their children on a daily basis needs to be heard. There needs to be a change on the land. This is roughly 3 o'clock and the pain of death is really going rampant. Please, Mr. President, His Excellency Mr. Tinubu, come to the aid of Benue State. Let the governor arise in Benue State and let there be justice upon the land. Thank you. Please don't forget to always comment, subscribe to my channel, and always follow me up. Good morning, everybody, once again.